Hi everyone, it's Tammy and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do week, I believe it is 24 of the hashtag Color Combo 2023 challenge. For those of you that are not familiar with the challenge or are new to my channel, I wanted to kind of explore different color combinations that I wouldn't normally use in my work, and also wanted to do something that would be useful for using up little scrap pieces or scrapbook paper or things that I would have a tendency to not grab when I'm making a journal because it may not be a color that I like or, using frequently. Especially like if you buy a paper pad and you buy a paper pad because there's a couple sheets in there that you really, really like, but then the rest of them you don't really care for, that kind of thing. And I had a ton of scrapbook paper and just, leftover bits and pieces that I was just not using. And so I came up with this idea to kind of do an exercise once a week to make myself kind of go through that stuff and see what I could do with them. And I ended up creating a list just randomly, going through and thinking about colors and color combinations. And that is kind of how this little challenge developed. The first few weeks in my little book here were before I actually started the challenge on my YouTube channel, and it was turning out to be something that I really enjoyed, and I was really learning a lot about myself as far as color combinations go, and what I did and did not like, and what I thought I didn't like, I ended up liking a lot. So, I think it's really helped me. And so if you feel like that you were always grabbing those same 2 or 3 colors, try this. Try this challenge. You don't have to start at the beginning. You can pick up from right now, or you can go back and start at the beginning and just work at your own pace. I don't have any kind of schedule on it or anything like that. And I have posted, if you search the hashtag Color Combo 2023, you can find from the first week on. I usually post them 4 weeks at a time. I think I have them posted through at least the next month already. I think maybe even the next couple of months. So if you go and follow that hashtag, you'll see those there. But this is the little book that I chose to work in. It's just a little journal that I picked up when I was in Seattle. And it's a leather-bound journal that has handmade paper in it. So there's nothing really special about it, other than I like that the leather, allows for quite a bit of expansion. And you can see from where I've been working in it so far, it's getting quite chunky, which I like. But, do whatever. If you want to do ephemera for future journals, do that. If you want to do paintings, do that. If you, want to just do them each on an individual piece of paper and put them in a notebook, whatever you want to do. There is no special thing that you have to do with these other than just use the 2 colors that are for that particular week. So you can see, like I said, that my book is getting quite chunky. And so for today, I have had to actually clip the pages because I'm in a funky place in this signature, and one side is way higher than the other side because, you know, this is empty and these are stuffed full. So it's going to be a little bit difficult to work on, but I think we can make it work out. And with that being said, we'll get started. Today's color combo is black and teal. And I went through and pulled out a bunch of scraps. Could not really decide what I was going to do for a focal point. And then I ran across this scrap. This scrap, when I look at it, all I can think of is Alice in Wonderland. And so that's where we're going today. And I've got some little focal point pieces that I'm going to be using to kind of pull that together. In the book that I have, one of the Alice books that I have, the pictures in the book are actually teal. So I think that worked out pretty good. And then I've just got some other scrap bits and pieces in teal and in black that I'm going to create my background with. I've got some little buttons there. And then to compensate for this little thing here that you can see is quite high, I made this little ribbon bookmark using black and teal, and it's got a ribbon crimp at the end, and it's got a little key on it, and it's got a little heart charm on it, and I just went with those colors, and I'm gonna lay it right here, kind of like a bookmark, and kind of take up that little gap so that when the book shuts, it's more flat than having that little, because see, now when you shut it, it makes that more flat and it doesn't have that big old gap. So, and that's just, you know, my personal preference, so that's getting on my nerves. So anyway, with that being said, let's get started on what I'm going to do for the background. I believe that, like I said, I have, you know, just gone through and pulled some cardstock that I had little scrap pieces in blacks and teals. And then I've got this little funky piece that I may or may not use. This is from a Klimt scrapbook pad, and he uses a lot of black and teals. Sorry, have an itch in my eye there. So the first thing I want to do is figure out how I want to lay out this background, and I think I want the background to be mainly the teals. So what I may do is may start with this piece. So how is everybody? I hope you're doing well, and I hope you, if you are participating in the challenge, that you are enjoying it. I kind of want maybe some of this flower stuff going on too. Like I said, I don't really have a plan for this. I'm just kind of gonna see what happens. I have a plan for my focal point, kinda, but I don't have a plan for my background, so. see how we can make this kind of come together here. Okay, I want that to be just a little narrower. And that's another thing when you're working on, like I am, across 2 pages, when you have that big uneven space, it's hard to kind of figure out how to lay out your focal point because it's right there in that fold most of the time. And I'm wondering, do I want to just kind of, where's my little, here it is. I'm going to use the caterpillar for sure. And then I have the rabbit. Alright, so if I do book page, and this is just out of the book, I do book page first and fill this gap. Okay, let's do that. Alright, so I'm going to put down book page in the gap. Remember what I said 5 minutes ago, so when I go to put this back together, you can tell me how I said I was going to do it. Alright, I'm going to use art glitter glue for all this because I do have to get it down in there. And I want it to glue really quickly so that I don't have to keep smushing it down in there. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Okay, and then put a piece here. Alright, so then we can put this piece down. I'll get both of these down and then I'll trim everything around the edges. it's nice and warm here today. It's not too hot. So that's nice. I think we're going to get some rain tomorrow. We need it though. We're kind of getting some of that smoke from Canada. I'm not even going to see that book page that I went through all that trouble of putting down. Okay guys, this is what I did the last time. I'm going to bend this in the middle so I can really press it down in there. I know you up northeast got a lot worse with that smoke than we did. I hope it's starting to clear out for you guys a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to put down this piece. And like I said, when I saw this piece, I don't know what it is about this that automatically brings Alice in Wonderland to my mind, but it does. Okay, now let me trim all that off, and then we'll move on to the next thing, so I can get a better idea of where my edges are for lining everything up here. There's that one. So my little bookmarky piece is going to lay right there. So the caterpillar dude, I got to decide where I'm going to put Alice too. I think I'm going to put her on this side. And I've got a Mad Hatter as well. He's smaller. Where'd he go? There he is. But I don't know that I need both of those. Do I want maybe the Mad Hatter? And the rabbit. Let me figure out. Okay, Alice. Alice, where are you? Here she is. So I have Alice. And I have some mushrooms. And I think these are by Amy at Crafty Cat. I think she, when I placed an order with her, she sent me these. But I'm not totally sure about that. So now, it's either the caterpillar or maybe I need to do the Mad Hatter over here since he's smaller. And do the caterpillar over here. Maybe I need to take the mushrooms with the caterpillar, which makes more sense. Or maybe I should cut it in half and do both. Maybe. So then I could have some here. With our caterpillar. And I could have some here. With Alice. Yeah, I like that idea. Okay. Glue this down. And glue her down. Oops. Forgot the top of that one, didn't I? Alright, and then this one, just not the other half of the caterpillar stuff in the floor. Or not the caterpillars, the mushrooms. Figure out where I want this to line up. Let's see if I put it. How many times can you move a sheet of paper? A bunch. You guys do that. Move it a million times before you end up putting it right back in the first place you were going to put it. Yeah, that's me. Okay. Thank goodness for the small tip on this glue. Alright, now the question is, I know I've got the bookmark, but what about when the bookmark isn't in place? Do I need another picture to balance it, or are we okay? also have this butterfly, which may be too big. But I really like the way that looks. Maybe something like that. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it in there, and I'm just going to cut that off. Okay, and I'm gonna use art glitter glue and hope that I can get it to stick down. And I know that butterfly's big, but I did that intentionally because I want the kind of fantasy kind of feel to it. I feel like there needs to be something right here. Maybe I've got some teal buttons too, but I don't know if they're necessary. Of course, none of this is necessary, is it? Maybe the buttons. No, I'll tell you what I could do though, is I could do like little picture corners. I have some of those somewhere. Stand by here, folks. These are made to go on before you put the picture down, but I think if I can get the back off the front, I can use just the front. Oops. Okay, let's do a couple on the caterpillar as well. Sorry, I've gotten quiet. It's one thing most people would never accuse me of, is being quiet. Alright, do we want them on all the corners? I don't know that I can get one on that one. Yeah, I think I do. We may have to fake it down in the other corner. Alright, so it's supposed to go on like that. So I think if I cut it here, is that right? Now I can't figure out which way it goes. What a dork. Okay. I got the wrong end. Alright. So I've totally confused myself on that one. Okay, pointy end has to be here. But then why? No, because that could be the little... Okay, we're doing it again. Such a dork. That's why I do not advertise my videos as tutorials, because I mess up, folks. I just do. Alright, I'm going to hold it like it goes and cut it. Alright, so now we're going to glue it like that. It still needs to be trimmed just a little. Let's see if I can do that with an X-Acto without messing everything up. Or maybe I should just try to leave it alone. Get my little bitty scissors here. There we go. Oops. Okay. Now let's do the last one. Sorry, this is taking forever. Last one on the caterpillar side and we'll be done, because I definitely can't do the one at the bottom on that side. All right, do we need any stamping? Stamping, stamping. I don't think so. Do we? Nope, I don't think so this week. We could put the buttons on here. I do quite like that. Let's do that. I am going to do a video. Actually, by the time this one comes out, you probably will have, it will have already posted. I am going to do a video on making these, both out of fabric and some that are paper and fabric. So, you know, if you have not seen this process before and would like to, do I want to put some cheesecloth? Can you see what I'm doing? That's with cheesecloth, and then I've got my little string bundle. See what that looks like. My little strings come from fraying blue jean denim. I think I like the strings. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to get them somewhat even. They don't have to be exactly even, but somewhat even makes me happier for something like this. Okay, we'll let that dry. So that is our black and teal week. I'm very happy with how that turned out. All right, next week, we are moving on to the next month. And the color for next month is, and actually it's not exactly the month because I did it in 4-week intervals and some weeks, we're off. But we're on week 25 and the color for the next 4 weeks is purple. And the first combination for the purple study is purple and tan. So that one will be interesting. I'm sorry, it's plum and tan. The color plum, which is in the purple family. And the reason that I am more specific on some colors than I am others is because, for example, when we're doing a study of black, there's one shade of black. There's black, and that's it. But when you're doing a study in, say, purple, like we're about to, or we did greens or blues, there's different values and different hues of those colors. And so I was trying to do something that it was a variety of those colors where you wouldn't be using the same color blue every week, because that really defeats the purpose of trying to study the different colors if every week you're using the same color blue or every week you're using the same color purple. So the months or week studies that have not a neutral color as the main color, such as purple, then the colors combinations are a little bit more defined than just saying black and teal. Now, with that being said, work with what you have. If you have a purple that's close to plum, use that. You do what you have. Work with what you have. You don't have to be that precise. The idea is to be able to recognize what is a plum color and what is a tan color, and how can I put those together to make a cohesive look. That's the purpose. Okay, so the first week is plum and tan. The second week is violet and cornflower blue. The third week is lavender and apple green. And the last week is eggplant and turquoise. So get all your colors together for purple. And I look forward to seeing your makes. And don't forget to use the hashtag ColorCombo2023 so I can find you. And until Thursday, when we do another episode of I Saw It on Pinterest, everybody have a great week.